Tonight, yet another twist report in the Delphi murders case. We are now getting a preview of the evidence that Richard Allen's attorneys plan to present to defend themselves against contempt charges by the prosecutor.
Well, the hearing is now 10 days away.
Rich Nye back live in studio tonight with a defense exhibit list that focuses on communication between the prosecutor and also crime podcasters. Rich?
Right, so we need to set up some background here before we get into tonight's story. Remember, the Indiana Supreme Court put Richard Allen's public defenders back on the case, but they still face a hearing March 18th on whether they should be held in contempt of court. Carroll County Prosecutor Nick McLeland argues that defense attorneys Bradley Rosie and Andrew Baldwin should be held in contempt of court for what he calls a trend of not being completely honest with the court. The prosecutor says the attorneys violated the gag order in the case by issuing a press release December 1st, 2022, proclaiming Allen's innocence. McLeland also points to information, including crime scene photos, leaked to the public through Baldwin's office. Attorney David Hennessy is representing Rosie and Baldwin against the contempt charges. Hennessy has filed a list of 26 exhibits for the March 18th hearing. That includes communication between the prosecutor and a YouTube crime podcaster named Gary Bodette, shown here on his Fig Solve show. The evidence includes Bodette allegedly sending defense work product to the prosecutor, Bodette revealing investigation information on his YouTube show that was not yet public, and an email where McLeland allegedly asked Bodette to delete everything. Several other YouTube crime podcasts are listed as evidence, including Frank Meister, Anthony Greeno's Crime Nation, and The Inquisitor True Crime. Court TV producer Barbara McDonald's reporting of alleged leaked investigation information is also listed in the exhibits. And this YouTube video called The Reckoning in Carroll County might also be shown in court. All this seems to indicate the defense wants to put the focus of the contempt hearing in Allen County on the prosecutor's actions. The defense also says it received an anonymous call from a woman in Texas just last week claiming to have about 240 pages of leaked documents and agreed to provide them. But the defense says they've only received a few of those so far. So the defense has asked for an extension of the deadline to provide discovery until next Thursday, discovery just for this March 18th contempt hearing.
So we're waiting to hear a ruling on that.
Correct.
All right.
Normally we say, oh, all these twists and turns, but we continue to say that because there are all these twists and turns.
Yeah, and at 6 o'clock, that motion we talked about yesterday, now the prosecutor has filed to take away his motion, and I'll explain that at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Rich.
Lots of legal twists and turns.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Richard Allen is the man that we're talking about here. He's the one who's charged in the deaths of those two young girls, Abby Williams and Libby German. They went together on a hike near the Monon High Bridge trail that was in Delphi back in February of 2017. We've been following the case ever since then. Both girls were reported missing. The family made the discovery of their bodies the very next day.
And we've been staying on top of any changes in the Delphi murders case. We know it can get long and seem convoluted at times, but we did place a timeline of events. You can head over to our website, WTHR.com/Delphi, or scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen using your camera phone to kind of comb through and get up to date with what's happening.